Welcome to the Carl and J-Man bonus content
episode. Thank you. My name is Carl, and this is my best friend J-Man.
Here to hit you with some bonus content to help you celebrate the holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and I guess Happy Kwanzaa.
Or what was the other one in Hopi? Merry Keshmish or whatever.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. What's the Keshmish one?
I think that was the Navajo.
Was that Navajo ones?
Yeah,
All right. Well, Navajos. Merry
Yate Keshmish. Are you aware that some people find it offensive when you say Merry Christmas?
Yeah, there are several people that don't like being told Merry Christmas. They're like all Scrooges and stuff.
It's kind of wild, right? Like,
yeah.
I guess, I can see it, or at least, understand the complaint behind it. And I guess for those of you that aren't aware of why Merry Christmas is offensive, is because that I think that you're singling out one holiday. And when like Hanukkah's going on, and you mentioned Kwanzaa, nobody ever wishes us happy Soyalang or, anything like that. And so I guess really it's just kind of being domineering, or ethnocentric to, one specific people's beliefs. And so, Merry Christmas, I guess, really deriving from Christianity that, Merry Christmas is outlawed now.
So as Hopis, we don't really care. We just want the presents.
We just want our presents.
We just want our presents. God damn it.
Did you do your Christmas shopping?
I went.
Do you do Christmas shopping?
I do Christmas shopping. And last week when I was in.
What did you get me?
I'm not going to tell you.
Damn it.
Got you some coal.
That would be appreciated, actually.
So I was in Flagstaff last week and I went Christmas shopping, and this was my first time using the self-checkout lane.
Okay. No shit, really?
Yeah,
First time.
And I was like, because I never used the self-checkout lane. I was like, oh, this is dumb. But anyway, I was at one of the grocery stores, and I was doing the self-checkout, and it is a process. It is one of the most tedious processes around, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. And I'm there trying to find the scan label thingies and the barcodes, and I'm trying to, I'm scanning away and it's not beeping. And, there's always a one girl or one boy that watches over you.
Yeah.
And then my thought is like,
they made you nervous.
They made me nervous. And it was like, my thought is like, they're being paid to watch me do their job. Because they could easily scan my items for me, and I give them my credit card. And so they're actually watching me do their job, and they're just watching me screw up trying to. And I'm like, this is not scanning. And they're like, try scanning it again. I'm like, I'm scanning it. And they're like, okay, push in the barcode. I'm like, what? How do I do that? And they're like, just hit. And they're yelling at they're pretty much yelling from the afar. They're like, try just pushing the button a little bit harder. And I'm like, God damn it, get your ass over here and do it for me. Because I don't know what I'm doing right now. And so I finally check out, and I'm like, I'm sweating, and I go up to the girl, and I'm like, I'm off for today. Just tell my boss that I'm going home. And she looks at me and she's like, okay.
Sir, do you work here?
And I'm like, I just worked a full shift right now at the cash register. I'll be back for my check, later on. I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm like, why do you set up things like that?
Of course, only you, Carl, could find some difficulty in something that's so easy.
See, I don't work at a cashier job, so why do I have to do that? So
you never scanned items.
I never.
When you were working at Hastings?
I was at Hastings, and that was my job to do that. I'm a customer now. I don't have to do that.
So are you done with your shopping then?
I'm almost done with my shopping.
Are you one of those people that's waits till the last minute, or do you start early?
No, I kind of start in the middle and then wait and then forget about everything and then gift cards for everybody.
So if you're last on the shopping list, that's the beneficial place to end up, because then, I'm kind of the same way too, because you get tired after a while.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what women or even some guys like about shopping.
Yeah.
I despise it.
Yep.
I do not like shopping. I don't like being in crowded areas, being, around so many people, and then, trying to find something for other people that they might like, or, especially if you're looking for clothes.
Yeah.
Because then, you have no idea what size anybody is. And then when you do have an idea of what the size is, then hunting for the correct size is a pain in the ass.
So everybody just gets gift cards and that's pretty much it.
I was on this spree for a while where everybody got DVDs because they would have the DVD sales around Christmas. It was like buy 5 DVDs for discounted price.
And that's actually pretty good. And I mean, like going back to the Christmas holiday feeling, it's supposed to bring people together, and it's supposed to bring joy to everybody who has this tradition. And
but instead, it just makes us broke. And it makes us depressed.
It makes us depressed, pretty much.
If your I guess family dynamic isn't what it shows on TV, with all the Christmas specials, or for the single people out there, and you don't have anyone special getting a gift for you. So
yeah, exactly, and
and that's where the eggnog comes in, I think.
The real eggnog,
the good stuff,
good stuff eggnog.
I just skipped the eggnog altogether.
That is true. So, it's holiday shopping is a pain.
It is.
I have no idea how to Christmas shop.
And so we did that too. I started off early, and then, forgot. I didn't really forget about it, but, just didn't really have the time to be able to go do it again. And so now, we're trying to clean up and, get the last of who's left on the list, which is fairly, quite a bit of people. Yeah. So, congratulations to them. They're probably going to get gift cards or something along those lines. But I guess, the Christmas, is a happy time of year. It's something, that I mentioned before that I'm really into, that I really do like Christmas. I like it that, my kids get excited and, they're really writing their letters to Santa and, writing down, all of the things that they want, and, decorating and seeing all the lights, Christmas trees, all the different special treats that we get during this time of year, as differentiating from the rest of the time of the year. What are some of your favorite Christmas treats that are unique to Christmas?
Well, Soul makes these peppermint little cookies.
Okay.
And then they're very small, they're like these little
like those finger or something.
Yeah, snaps, like the finger snap thingies.
Yeah, finger snap.
And then you put them in coffee, and it tastes really, really good. And she makes it
gingery,
it tastes
cinnamon.
Yeah, and your coffee has this really good, and you eat your coffee along with it. So
flavors of Christmas.
Yeah, and it brings it's like a warm feeling to like bringing the home together.
Exactly. And I think that, special treats like that are what really, I guess, kind of make this time of the year special.
Yeah.
And, but I guess, Hopi Christmas, celebrating Christmas out here on Hopi, is that any different than celebrating Christmas anywhere else?
I don't think so. I mean, we follow the same thing. Open our Christmas presents on, on Christmas Day.
On Christmas or Christmas Eve?
Christmas, some on Christmas Eve and then some on Christmas Day.
Okay.
The only thing that is kind of different is that, our family, we go out and pray, like doing the bajos and everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I think that's like tradition for Hotvela.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you celebrate the arrival of Santa, and you get a petavi to make sure that him and his reindeer are going to make it to the North Pole safe. Huh?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That's the deal.
And so, I think that, you're fairly right that, Christmas out here on Hopi is pretty similar to everywhere else. But just, kind of reflecting back on those younger years and when Christmas would come around, some of the things that you would get excited for when you were a student at one of the many day schools out here that, Christmas programs were always fun to do. That you would be in your class and getting ready to do these Christmas programs, which I guess I don't know if you'd be equivalent to like a Christmas pageant. That I guess more on the Bahana side of what they know that is. But I think that's something that people are probably missing out here. That a lot of the Christmas programs are virtual now.
Yeah,
and then so all the kids are dressing up and singing in front of the computer camera and being relayed through on the internet. But what are some of the more memorable Christmas programs that you've been involved with when you were a kid?
Well, when I was at Eagle's Nest, I think that's what it was called, or the elementary school.
Yeah, Eagle's Nest.
In Tuba.
Because you're a Navajo kid.
Yeah, I was
younger.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they had my cowboy hat on.
You guys probably sang one of the Christmas songs in Navajo.
Pretty much, we did. There was I remember they were having auditions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were having auditions for, I think it was like Randolph, the red-nosed cowboy or something.
Randolph.
And it was a spin-off
on
Rudolph, but it was played by a cowboy that was like lonely and didn't have any friends, and so I said, okay, cool, I want to be in this play, and they were gonna, I was supposed to be Dasher or something, or whatever this name was, like Danford, or I don't know. Stanford or something like that. But anyway, one of my teacher, she's like, okay, so who knows how to handle a gun?
And all the boys raise their hand.
The boys are like, yeah, I do. And so she hands us this plastic gun, the 6-shooter. And so they're like, they're having auditions. So she's like, okay, go go. Pew, 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 pew. And I'm like, go and do up in the air, like
both hands up in the air, back and forth.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, I seen John Wayne. And so, and the thing that got me the role was that I knew how to twirl the gun in my fingers. Like, how you do the twirling, like, yeah. And so
you got fancy.
I got fancy with it. So I took out, and I'm shooting in the air with the little caps going on, and then I twist my guns, and I put them back in my holster, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, oh my God, Carl, you're such, she's praising me. She's like, you're going to be Randolph. You're going to be Randolph, Carl. And I'm like, I go home and tell Sawyer, like, I'm going to be a cowboy.
Cowboy named Randolph.
I'm going to be Randolph. And she's like, what? You're like, I get to shoot a gun and twirl it around. And so when the time came, and there was no stage back then, so we acted on like just normal ground.
The ground.
And so my role was to come in the aisles, and then go through the people, and then start shooting off like I was Wild Wild West kind of thing. And because that was the ending of it, because I became the first shooter that does that. And how where Rudolph becomes the leader of it, I became the leader of all, like, of
all the cowboys.
Yeah, of all the cowboys there. So I thought it was pretty cool going through the crowd. I was walking like, had spurs on. I was like, ching, ching, ching. And then my time came, and then I took out my 6-shooters, and I was like, and I'm like doing that. And my teacher's in the background. I was like, oh my God, Carl, you do that. And then so I was over there crying away. And then Quaz, I was like, this is dumb, dude. It's like I could have been watching the game. So that was a highlight of my.
So I don't know how I can top that. But it's funny, because I think the fact that we're cultured right right, like you're altering something that's traditionally Christmas, but adapting it to more like our culture and like that, the Navajo culture with the cowboys. But the Hopi schools would often do that too, to where they would have these Christmas programs, and they do the 12, what is it called, the 12 nights of Christmas, but then they would alter it to kind of the Hopi stuff. And so instead of a partridge in a pear tree, then you get, I don't know, a crow in the peach tree or something like that.
Pretty much. And I think there are Christmas songs that are made in Hopi. Uh-huh. Yeah, like Silent Night.
Oh yeah, right. That's right.
Yeah, there's one that's in Silent Night, and that's like the thing that all Hopi kids sing now during the Christmas pageants here. Yeah. So there, how does it go? Like Oh my God, it's just slipping my mind right now. Sotala or something like that. Around
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or even I remember that one of the programs that we did was that we sang what is that song, the morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Do you remember that song? I don't know if that's specific Christmas.
I don't know too.
But that's something that we did do for one of the Christmas programs, but we did it in multiple languages. We
Really?
did it in Spanish, we did it in English, we even did it in German, and then we did it in Hopi.
Really?
Because you remember part of the song is something about Brother John.
Oh,
and then in Hopi,
Yeah.
it's Ita Baba John, Ita Baba John.
And then you're pointing to your brother John over there. It's like, that's my brother over there. His name is John too.
And that's that ugly guy that we're talking about. He's sitting right there. And so, that was some of the things that we did. But, I think that as a kid, you kind of really looked forward to it because then, like, brought the community together. Everybody comes in. Everyone's all happy watching their kids, performing these Christmas pageants and so forth. And then getting to celebrate with all the Christmas cookies and all the different Christmas treats that everybody brings. But I think that another one of the more memorable moments of elementary school during Christmas time is, do you remember Project Love?
Project Love. Yeah, that was like for all public school. Yeah, like for all native public schools.
And so for people that aren't familiar with Project Love, it was like a program, right? Where they would recruit folks that wanted to give to the needy.
Yeah.
And so I guess we were needy kids because then, each kid would have a sponsor.
Yeah.
And so before you would get to Christmas time, you would write this letter of all of the things that you wanted for Christmas and, kind of talking a little bit about yourself. And then the school would send your letter to sponsors who were non-Hopis, people that probably lived in different states. And, they would get this letter and then they would buy you one of, the items that you're asking for.
Yeah.
And then they would send it. And then on one of the days, the last weeks of school before your big winter break, Santa would come and he would have all these presents. And then, he's announcing on the microphone, this present is for, Sita.
Yeah.
And then you go up there all happy, you get your present and then everybody's opening up their presents and everyone, gets something that they asked for.
Yeah. I always ask for the biggest thing, like a BB gun or a bike and stuff like that. And I always get like a soccer ball or like a football. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this thing here?
Where the hell's my BB gun?
How's my BB gun? You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I think one of the most memorable gifts that I was really happy to get, I was like, the movie Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The movie Ghostbusters, it was in the sequel where they had those, they were like the proton packs, but it shot out ooze or it shot out the slime instead of the proton packs. But I asked for that and I actually got it because
really?
I think that was probably above the limit of, what you were supposed to ask for.
Yeah. And see, I did get one of the things that I asked for, which was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the collection. And I got all of that in a set. I was happy about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, all the boys would be at recess with their brand new footballs, brand new basketballs. All the girls would be, on the playground with their brand new dolls, Barbies, and whatever. And so, that was kind of one of the more happier things about, at least my memories being in school here on the reservation in regards to Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. And, when I was in third grade, I think it was in third grade, we had a teacher called Sister Glites. I think that's what her name was. Sister Glites. And she would take us to her church and we would celebrate like Christmas there, like in her way of doing Christmas. And it would just be her class that went over there and we would drink like, she would bake cookies for us and we would have like Christmas songs and we would decorate a tree at the church and stuff.
Really?
And, she'd give us like these little handmade, stockings.
Oh, no kidding.
And she crocheted these little stockings for us. And she put in like like candies and stuff. And that's the thing that I really remember about her. So, and it was one thing that I did take from her and I really liked that.
Got baptized afterwards.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm Christian. So say Merry Christmas to me, goddammit.
Speaking of Christmas, I think that we mentioned, in one of the past episodes that there are Hopis out here still that don't celebrate Christmas. And so do you know anybody that's Hopi that doesn't celebrate Christmas?
Yeah, that is true. I don't believe that I have neighbors that don't celebrate Christmas. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are a few out there that don't. And, when you talk to them and you ask, how come you don't celebrate Christmas? And then it does go back to that adage that the fact that Christmas is derived from Christianity, and that the fact that Hopis, historically, we haven't had a really good relationship with the Christian church.
Yeah.
And, individuals from that religious sect. And so, that's kind of one of their biggest arguments as to why, they don't celebrate Christmas. Because, once upon a time in our history that, it was a mission of the federal government to completely convert all Hopis to Christianity. And to completely neglect our traditional cultural ways and our traditional religions. And so that's kind of some of the perspective that they have in regards to why they don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, it was like, the Christian church said that if in order to make us human, it's either to eradicate us all or to eradicate our beliefs in what we believe. So,
and so, and I do get posed that question sometimes because, I think that in this today's society that a lot of people will claim that they're, quote unquote woke, that word woke, W-O-K-E. And so, in this woke society, they kind of see where the origins of a lot of some of the things that we traditionally celebrated. We talked about this in our Thanksgiving episode, where that the origins of that came from a specific context of history that involved colonization, and you can argue genocide. And then with Christmas, it being it deriving from the Christian religion, that that their involvement with our histories and in the involvement with, I guess, our own colonization and assimilation is something that people are talking about. People are considering now, because I do get asked that question. I get asked from folks, do you celebrate Christmas? Do you understanding where it comes from and, how it got here? Do you celebrate? And my response is always, I celebrate the commercialized version of Christmas. And, that's the part that I do enjoy because I really do. I do enjoy buying my loved ones gifts and, especially for my children, I really do enjoy seeing how happy they are with the things that they receive. But I do kind of keep that in the back of my mind that, that this is this Christmas religion or this Christmas holiday came from Christianity, and that, their place and what they've done. Because then if you really learn about it, it really wasn't just, them coming here and setting up a church, on the reservation, that it really did involve intrusion, that it really, in a way, involved intellectual property theft. That, it really did involve this huge ordeal to where they really did document our most sacred of ceremonies and made it available for the world to know. And also too the attempt of completely converting all of Hopis to Christianity. So that is a big part of that history.
So just a little history fact is that Christmas is not a real Christian holiday. It's actually a pagan holiday called Saturnalia.
And you learned that on The Big Bang Theory.
And I learned that on The Big Bang Theory.
Mary what is it called?
Saturnalia.
Mary Saturnalia, everybody.
So it is a pagan holiday that these people that brought in evergreens to their homes to keep a tradition alive, and they put on lit candles on them. So, speaking
of The Big Bang Theory, are you a Newton man or a Jeffrey Leibniz man?
I'm a Newton man. So thank you for listening to this special holiday episode here on the CJ podcast. I think it's time for us to go Christmas shopping again.
Yeah, we got some Christmas shopping to do, but we'd just like to wish you all out there, to be safe, be healthy, to enjoy this time of year, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, or if you celebrate Hanukkah for some reason, or, what was the other holiday?
Let's see, Hanukkah, then you got Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Boxing Day.
The Boxing Day.
For our Canadian listeners out there, we are listened to in several different countries.
Yeah.
But regardless of what you do, celebrate and believe, and we wish you the best, wish you good health, and happy holidays.
Thank you again for listening. My name is Carl, and this is my best friend, J-Man.
So long. Blah, blah.